You see him, don't you? He stands in the doorway, a silhouette against the light. He is the answer, the solution, the gentle hand reaching into your carefully constructed darkness. He speaks of gardens, of sunlight, of a world where broken things are mended. His words are smooth stones, meant to build a path out of your ruin. But you don't look at the path. You look at his hands. Clean hands. Hands that have never sifted through ash. Hands that want to tidy up your chaos, to pack it away in a neat little box. And in the quietest, most secret part of your heart, you begin to hate him. It is not a loud, fiery hate. It is a cold, creeping ivy of resentment. Why? He is good, he is kind, he is everything you told yourself you wanted. Why does his gentleness feel like a violation? This is not a failure of your gratitude. This is not a sign that you are beyond repair. This is a psychological phenomenon. It is the trauma test. Trauma is not a broken vase you can glue back together. It's a new landscape. A twisted, thorny, but familiar geography of the soul. You've learned to navigate its shadows, to find shelter in its caves. Your pain, as terrible as it is known. It is a predictable storm. You know its winds, its rain, its devastating rhythm. It is a terrible home, but it is a home nonetheless. The healer, the savior, arrives as an outsider. He doesn't see a home, he sees a ruin to be demolished. He offers you a new home, one with bright windows and sturdy walls. A home in an unknown land. And this is the core of the terror. The unknown piece is more frightening than the familiar pain. This isn't a conscious choice. It's a primal, unconscious drive known as repetition compulsion. The psyche is drawn to reenact its trauma, not out of a desire for pain, but a desperate need for mastery. Each time she walks the path, she is subconsciously hoping for a different outcome. She is testing the world, testing herself, testing you. The trauma test begins. She will not ask for what she needs. She will show you her chaos. She will push you towards the door he so kindly opened, secretly begging you not to leave. The test is not, can you heal me? The test is, can you withstand me? Can you sit in my darkness without trying to turn on the light? Can you love the ruin, not just the potential palace? Consider the story of Ilara and Julian, a case study in well-intentioned destruction. Ilara's childhood was a lesson in conditional love. Affection was a reward for silence, for convenience. Her sadness was an administrative problem, a wrinkle to be ironed out. Then came Julian. He was kind, stable, and deeply in love with the idea of saving her. He saw her melancholy not as a part of her, but as a fortress to be conquered. When Ilara grew quiet, lost in the mists of her past, Julian didn't sit with her in the fog. He tried to blow it away with a grand gesture. He would book a surprise trip to a sunny, happy place. His logic was simple. Sadness is a lack of happiness. I will provide happiness. Problem solved. But her sadness wasn't a problem. It was a language he refused to learn. So, Ilara began the test. Unconsciously, of course. She started to create small, manageable chaoses. She would forget their plans, misplace the keys he had just given her. She became emotionally distant, a ghost in their own home. Each act of sabotage was a question disguised as a mistake. Will you love me even when I am inconvenient? Will you stay when there is nothing to fix? Julian, the savior, saw only the symptoms. He saw a problem escalating. He became frustrated. I'm doing everything for you, he'd say. Why aren't you getting better? He failed the test. He didn't understand that the test was not about getting better. The test was about being allowed to be unwell and still be loved. That secret hate she feels for her savior, it's a shield. It's the desperate self-preservation of a soul that has learned that being fixed is just another form of being controlled, of being erased. The savior sees a broken person. He doesn't realize he's looking at a survivor who has meticulously pieced herself together with gold and shadow. His attempts to fix her are an insult to her craft. Here is the truth. She doesn't need you to pull her out of the pit. She needs you to be willing to climb down, bring a blanket and a lantern, and say, "This is a dark place. Tell me about the shadows." The transformation happens not when he offers a solution, but when he finally offers his presence. His undivided, non-judgmental, patient presence. Imagine Julian, in that moment of frustration, had done something different. Instead of looking at a flight schedule, he looks at Ilara. Truly looks at her. Imagine he puts his phone down, sits on the floor across from her, and says nothing. He simply becomes a quiet anchor in her storm. Not trying to stop the waves, but promising not to let her be swept away. In that moment, he passes the test. He ceases to be the savior and becomes something far more valuable, a witness, an ally. So if you are the one trying to heal her, ask yourself this. Are you trying to fix a person, or are you trying to connect with a soul? Are you building a bridge, or are you just paving over a world you're too afraid to enter?